Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Nicholas Sorsa with Mike Vasquez. We are here at Crown Lanes in Denver for a stair-step finals competition with the champion today getting $2,266. Thank you very much. First round will feature 5th seed Ron Smith of Monument, a 10-time ABT champion, last title at Holiday Lanes in Lakewood, taking on our 4th seed Brendan Guthner of Evergreen. Brendan's a 3-time champ, his last title at Zone Wheat Ridge back then, which is now Bolero Wheat Ridge. 1 pin difference in Brendan's favor. He's elected to have Ron lead the match. So shake hands, guys, and best of luck. Lefty, righty. Brendan wants to finish first, and he wants to finish on 19. Although I thought he had a better look on 20, but I didn't see what Ron was doing. So maybe what we were talking about off camera, he saw that he was struggling on 20, wants him to finish there. So we'll see what happens.
Generally, all day, the right lane was a little stronger, hooked a little more.
You know, there's some houses that do that, and I've heard that they say Wheat Ridge is that way, where the left lane will be 1.5 to 2 boards different than the right, but it's consistent. So, and I laugh. I go, well, if you know that, and you honestly believe that, you already know what to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's
rather
not,
than,
not,
you know.
Recognition is.
Crazy.
You have the information.
Yeah. Use it. Yeah, absolutely. Just like the old days on wood.
Oh,
nice shot.
We got it.
Yeah, it'll skid still. Yeah, just like the old days on wood. You knew how the wood played on certain lanes because you had different patching.
Oh, yeah.
different maple, different pine over the years. And there were those little quirks. And guys used to have a Bible. They were writing that stuff down, so they went back to that house. They knew. And that's where you really had an advantage as a league bowler in that house. You knew those little secrets. Not so much on synthetics anymore.
No, with synthetics, it's purely topographical,
Yes.
whether if there's a twist or
Correct.
a little.
Right.
Those are really the things that
you'll see that more than anything.
Make a ball explode or just die.
Yeah, and very little depression.
Yep.
Like you said, it's more crosswise tilt. That's, you know.
Yeah.
And
no longer is that real ditch there. The wood lays.
Yeah.
You can see the trough.
From the 15 years of lacquer. All the right-handers playing 15.
Yeah.
All right, first frame for Brendan. Hard and straight. When Brendan started, he was doing rehab on his back from a serious motocross accident. And I think, if I remember, he broke his back in a couple spots. You obviously can agree,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's our conversation every Sunday. It's
sure.
And, there's the stiffness and working through it and getting into your.
So, he picked this up two-handed. He never did anything else.
No.
And that was his rehabilitation, and he started at Green Mountain.
Yeah.
And, it, for whatever reason, it worked for what he was trying to loosen or whatever.
Yeah.
And, but, there are times, just like you'll see him. There's times he's just stiff or he's hurt. He can't move. He can't. Yeah. There's no flexibility. The only sad part is he's a young man.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't that old when you did that. That's been what? That's over 10 years now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we? 12 years.
12? Yeah. Hell, you were only, 50 back then, I think.
Yeah. Felt like it afterwards, that's for sure.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what his was, whether he flipped and then went down. With yours, you hit something that you never saw and went over. But yeah, that speed,
Oh yeah.
And when you're not expecting it, that's the thing that freaks you out. You got no time to do any kind of defensive maneuvering or whatever. Very fortunate for both of you.
That's
that
what
you guys
they call
are good.
foobar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, Ron Smith trying to convert.
He got it.
Oh! Wow. The ball was going into it, and the ball just basically skidded right through it.
Which is kind of common all day on that back end, which is with Badger.
Right.
Depending on that angle and speed, when it hits that last little bit of oil, it can pick and just die right where the direction it was going. Doesn't always continue hooking.
Which makes, it's ball speed critical.
Mm-hmm.
Oop, pulled it a little bit. Will it sit? Nice, fortunate. So next week we begin our 37th year in Denver. Believe it or not. ABT started in September of 1982. The first branch outside of California. So that's why we call it the anniversary combination doubles, 37 years. We'll do our summer bonus points contest, grand prize drawing winners. And I'm going to start another contest. Since this one always goes so well, you know what? Why not do another one for the Super Bowl week?
Oh,
for the big money.
Heck
so
yeah.
that's what I'm going to do.
That's
I'm going
my
to put that
favorite
together.
time.
Oh, man, we'd love to go out that time of year.
Yeah, that's really
Especially
my
when it's
favorite
over on
time.
Saturday. We get to stick around and watch a game. Even if you don't like who's playing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. We'll put that package together for everybody. Beautiful.
He's so mad.
Really? He was so close.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Wow. I think he just went into shock. You can't throw the ball any better than that. Sledgester couldn't throw the ball better than that.
Not anymore.
That was a fantastic ball. Unbelievable.
That's how this thing.
Oof. Yeah, really. All right, kept us focused. A lot of times you'll see that guy throws a great shot, and then he just completely loses focus, and then he misses the spare on top of it. A double whammy. But he's grinding. That's okay. $12-pin lead early with that 1-pin advantage in handicap. Fifth place today is going to take home $333. And fourth place will be $383. Third place will be $591.
There you
And
go.
we go $11.33 for second and $22.66 for first.
I like it. Will it drive?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Great shot. Kept his composure, kept his focus. Excellent. Good repetition. It was two fantastic shots.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I was watching Steve Dudek yesterday afternoon. Or no, the 6 o'clock squad last night.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, second game, literally never missed a pocket. Had 1 strike, 3 sevens,
Yeah.
5 tens, and he winds up shooting like $190.
Yeah.
And what can you do? It was crazy.
No, that was there.
And then the opposite, you'll see a guy just spraying it,
Yeah.
and it's going through the face. He's crossing over, but he's got a 5-bagger, and you're going, really? Why do you let him get away with that and not me? But that's the game. That's the way it is.
Well, and it's one of those things where when you get into these longer oil patterns, it's all about how the ball. So let's say the ball is not driving, but it hits high on the head pin. It's a carry every time.
Yes,
the
because of
pin's
the
going to
push.
move it into the
Right.
pocket where it needs to go
Yes.
pin to pin to pin to make the carry.
Yes, correct.
Then vice versa, where if you set outside the pocket and drive through, then it drives too much and goes right through, misses the 9.
4-9
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through the 5 incorrectly.
Sure.
And it's that finicky. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
And the moments when you start moving left, then all of a sudden the ball's hooking,
And then
and
it
it
fades.
stops, and it just goes straight to the pocket. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah. What did I just do? Yeah. Let's see.
But it carries.
Yeah. Hey.
Right.
You just ride the horse.
How do you wrap your head around that?
Beautiful.
Attaboy.
Should be 3 in a row, but you know what? He's still clean, and he's throwing the ball very well. Both bowlers with doubles now. 12-pin lead for Brendan. Can extend it to 22 here.
Well, and he was the leader
Okay.
in semis, through game 1 and 2, and in those games he had like 5 pins. And so when he got to game 3 and it wasn't carried and down on this end, which is just a little tougher than the rest of the house, he was so mad. I'm like, you can't worry about that, man.
No,
you know,
can't.
you got there.
Well, if you
But
think about it.
He's really settled down because he was upset for not being the leader.
The peanut gallery has woken up. There we go. They got Brendan jacked up. But look how close. And you're right about that. 128, 138, 148, 156, 158.
Yeah.
That's a mark.
Yep. And Brendan was 131.
So if he doesn't carry, or if he gets a double or does not get a double, it could have literally affected him in 2 positions.
Correct.
That's how close it was.
Correct. Yeah, if that 5-pin was in between 2 strikes.
Yep.
It's a huge swing difference.
Sure. It's obviously nobody dominated. These top 5 bowled well.
They dominated.
Yes, correct. Because if you think about it, then right after that, you have another one, Rob Macko, who was 10 under that.
Rob
and then
close.
It just drops off.
Then it's huge.
Yeah.
Right off the cliff.
Yeah. But only 2 bowlers, 2 of the 22 semifinalists shot minus. Oh, that was a bad miss. Bad miss. That's going to hurt.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Single pin spares. Any open hurts, but the single pin spares, you don't forget. They just grind at you.
Yeah.
That looks much better. Get it? All right. Good comeback. Good comeback. I think happy hour started.
Yeah, I think so. How do we miss it?
What do we know?
We didn't get invited.
Yeah, that's the problem. We never get invited to that stuff. Frame number 7 for Brendan Guthner of Evergreen. Well, let's sit. Ooh.
He knew.
And, he couldn't get the 7 to push out. So, 6, 7, 10. Now, it's funny, we were talking about Brendan and how he started bowling for rehabilitation. We're bowling the Summer League, ABT Summer League, and I think we were at Wheat Ridge. And a couple guys that were down at Green Mountain were our members, and they were going to come up to bowl. And Brendan basically came up, and he said, can I bowl two-handed, blah, blah, blah. I'm going through the whole thing. And he says, I want to bowl. He says, what do I have to do? I say, hey, you got to join. He joined, and then he was like every week for like 2 years. Unless he was physically hurt, no point where he couldn't, But, unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, he's a good teammate bowling league, too, because he grinds. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get high, doesn't get low. You need players like that on your team.
People don't understand. He's extremely competitive.
Oh, please.
A loss is not. He doesn't accept it in any way. He really wants to work on it and get better. And,
there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
So his nature is to not fail.
Yeah.
Just
Mellinger syndrome.
Yeah. No, I mean seriously.
Speaking
very
of
similar.
Mellinger, how about that boy at the New Mexico Open, huh?
Wow.
Incredible.
Just so awesome for him.
Oh, absolutely.
We're fortunate we get to see him operate.
Yes.
And we know how good he is.
Yes, we do. Beautiful kicking.
See him get out in that environment and take it. That's something you would have thought he'd done many of times.
And he probably has over a period of time.
Yeah.
The thing that amazed me with him, I believe he finished 3rd in the national doubles.
Yes.
Men's championships, USBC in Vegas.
Yeah, him and Duran were up there pretty high.
Jason Duran, another excellent player out of Greeley originally. And I said, well, is that the best you've ever done? He said, no. He says, I had a 2nd in all events, some years back.
Wow.
And I looked at him, I said, you got a 2nd in all events and a 3rd in doubles nationally? Really? Yeah. So obviously you want that eagle real bad, don't you? But And he works at it and works
Yeah.
at it and works at it.
No, he does.
When you see guys like that, and the other one I'll mention that does that too, Ron Hostler.
Yeah.
Ron Hostler
Yep.
works on
Constantly.
his game all the time. Ron's an excellent player, but you know what? He always wants to improve.
Yep.
Always looking for that little advantage. And that's going to make or break you in certain situations. So
Yep.
you got to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, Brendan could sure use this double. Because right now,
He's in
Smith
control.
conceded for 92.
Still
Beautiful
in control.
shot. Beautiful shot. That's pretty much going to do it. That double pretty much did it. Because, like I said, Ron Smith, best he can do is 192. And right now, Brendan's on basically he can max out at 233 scratch. So count here, and it's all over.
Yeah. No, that.
So Ron Smith, the Monument's going to finish 5th today. Good effort for Ron, and he takes home, like I said, $333 with 5% of the Megapod.
Yeah, those 2 spares.
Yeah, 2
Killed him.
single pin misses, yeah. Misses the 2, misses the 7. And his ball even listens to him. See that? He must have radar.
Radar.
Come on. All right. Allie Bryant was telling me, she says, I'm bowling league up north somewhere, and she goes, I missed 2-5, and she says, up there I had to buy shots. I went, oh, that was an expensive night.
Yeah, especially if you're at a Bullmore.
Oh, God, please. Here we go. Good tune-up. Good way to start. Both bowlers really threw the ball well, but again, the 2 single pin misses were the real killer for Ron. That was in between a double. Actually, the 2 misses could have been a 6-bagger.
Yeah.
Not only does he not
Let
carry,
alone.
but then he misses the spare.
Right. Double whammy.
Yeah. Okay, finishing up for Brendan, game 1.
Got it.
Beautiful shot. 233 scratch. Good start. Shoots 264. And Ron Smith finishing up. A little high. He'll go 170 and 30 for 200. All right, match 1 is over, folks. Ron Smith will finish 5th. He's been defeated by Brendan Guthner of Evergreen. When we come back, you'll see Brendan take on our 3rd seed, Glenn Reese of Littleton. And again, we're here at Crown Lanes in Denver on South Federal Boulevard. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Nicholas Orsa and Mike Vasquez here at Crown Lanes in Denver for match 2 of our stair-step finals. The second match is going to feature Brendan Guthner, who won the first match over Ron Smith of Monument, up against 3rd seed Glenn Reese of Littleton. Glenn's elected to lead the match. Gentlemen, we're going to shake hands and a best of luck. There we go. Now he's got it. He's in shock.
I wouldn't shake his hand either. You should have kicked him in the shin.
Glenn has really been struggling, but he's got 10 bonus pins. Wait a minute. Hold on, Glenn.
Hang on.
Hold on, buddy. Yeah, we still got a minute. We got to get them to change that. There we go. That was a commercial timeout.
Sound good. That's the best way to be.
From our sponsors.
Yeah, really. And now we're going to have to flip the screens. Probably.
That's what it says. Let's see if you can make that happen.
See my tester shot on there?
There we go. Okay. Now we should be ready. Yep. All right, Glenn, go ahead, buddy. You're good. What are they doing? we are set to go. Crown Lanes has been here for a long time. Frank Tavella Sr. and his wife Rose ran this place for years. Rick Schaefer's grandparents, and of course Rick probably grew up crawling around this place.
Mm-hmm.
Some great bowlers have come through this establishment. Okay, frame one. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Little love tap. That'll work. All right, so Glenn ain't messing around. I was kidding him. I said, look, the more you win, the more money you can take up the hill with your wife.
That's motivation.
Got that right. Hell, if I used to tell your dad that, hell, he'd win 15 titles by now. Okay, here we go. Ooh, his hold's starting to go away in there, Mike.
He set it down a little.
Yeah.
Little.
Could have been a little bit inside, but where he was getting a little bit more skid, now it's starting to read earlier, so he's gonna have to make an adjustment here. He's already spotting Glenn 28. All right, good try. So he's 9 out, frame one. Boy, if Glenn gets lined up early here, this match can be over real fast. And you know what? Glenn threw the ball very well this weekend. You know, Glenn doesn't do a lot to the ball. He's basically accurate, pretty much up and in player. But you give him something like this where he gets rewarded, oof, he hurt you. Frame two. And, oh, good shot. Give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Barry Stalker. King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, calls me up last week and says, Nick, I want to get back into bowling. Really? I haven't bowled in like 15 years.
Wow.
And I said, you know, the game has completely changed like twice. So, but you know what? He's got a great release. Threw the ball well. He was on a high school bowling team and such in his younger days. Actually, a good player. So I told him, I said, hey, you're gonna have to get to somebody, have them look at you, look at your pap. Well, you got to map the ball out. There's different things that happen now that didn't happen before. Weight blocks or bombs, So I'm gonna send him that new IQ Emerald.
Uh-huh.
And I said, see how you do with that, and then I'll recommend something else for you once you get going. But yeah, he's all of a sudden he's got the bug again. But so, I'll say, all right. So I know when I go out for Christmas, it's going to be on. Say, come on, Barry, I'm on vacation. I don't want to go to a bowling center. Ooh, all right. All right. So Glenn opens 26 in the second, but Brendan opens. So again, 10 and 30. What did I say? 49, 59, 28,
yeah.
Up 38. Will it hold? Oh, he pulled that and the ball sat. You give a straight player like that much little room where it'll hit there and bump up. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Glenn's only won one title in all these years, and it was at Broadmoor, which has not been around for at least, 5 or 6 years minimum. Used to be on Mississippi and Wadsworth and Lakewood. Beautiful. Nice shot. There we go. Well, you know the old saying, if you can't spare, strike.
Stop leaving them.
That's it. For those of you that haven't been to Crown in a long time, I'm going to tell you one word. Food. The food here is excellent. Absolutely excellent. Did you see the burrito that Sturgeon tried to put down this morning? It was like Long Island.
I told him,
Oh
I
my
said, such a small burrito for such a big guy, you know.
Absolutely. Good shot. Good shot.
I think
Goes back
that
with a
thing
double.
was the size of his
And
thigh.
then I was watching him. He attacked it, and I laughed. I said, "Did you eat that whole thing?" He said, "I left a little bit." I said, "Are you serious?" That reminds me of those burritos we used to get at Classic Lanes in Greeley years ago. Oh my God,
yeah.
those things were huge.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
Is that center still up? Is it still chippers?
Yes. Nice. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Yeah, it's just not the same no without Tom Lovell there.
No.
Tom, who ran probably the largest Navy division in the country years ago out of, I believe it was Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina. They used to do numbers that ABT used to do in California. I mean, staggering numbers. Unbelievable. He never really caught on here, but, great promoter of the game. Had two daughters who were both excellent players. His son-in-law was a good player. And of course, we lost time to a heart attack. It's got to be 4 or 5 years now minimum, because I know I was working the tournament at Samstown when his daughter called me, and I couldn't get to the services, but Tom was just a great ambassador for the game of bowling, and he's missed tremendously. But that center will never be the same.
He's got to keep striking.
Yep, absolutely, because Mr. Reese is on a mission. Frame number 5 for Brendan Guthrie, looking for a 3-bagger. Yes, there we go. Like you said, can't spare. Start throwing strikes. He is pretty much caught up now. Scratch. So he's still down 28. And half the game's gone, so he hasn't made up any ground yet. But he is on a string, and that can change real quick. Like we said, next week we begin our 37th year in Denver with our combination doubles at AMF North Glen, 104th and I-25. Doubles are fun. All you do is post scores, bowl cash as many times with different partners. Got squads Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh. Was that 4-pin?
So, Nick,
Sir.
we need to do the pick to click.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I can't tell Pogie what I think.
Bogey, he wasn't happy about your pick.
Yeah, I know. Well, I am going to take the glove. I'm going to pick Mr. Glover to end his 3-year funk. And, of course, Pogie, he likes Brendan, but that doesn't mean anything. Who do you like? Yeah. Good shot.
I guess I'll go with the number 1 horse.
All right. Going with Tan Ho. Yeah, with Nolan not being here, a streak of like, what did he say? Something stupid, like 801 and 12 or whatever.
That he hasn't picked right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that he's picked right. I mean,
he
yeah,
picked
right. Yeah, he's dreaming heavily.
That's what we'll call it.
310. Yeah. I think it's a psilocybin mushroom effect, I think. Now, if Nolan would start picking himself in qualifying, he would be doing all right.
He's had a good year.
Oh, well, not lately. But you're right. He started out very strong. Yes, he did.
Oh,
nope.
shit.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a game changer.
Yeah. Okay. Get
You
back
know,
on it.
at least you'll let him bowl. I show up with my ball and you laugh at me.
You don't have a ball.
I have
You don't have a
I have a bowling
You
ball.
don't have a ball. You stole a house ball from one of the bowling centers a couple weeks ago.
Technically, I have 2 bowling balls
Yeah,
because
one-
Batavitic gave me one.
Yeah,
but
you had them engraved. One says 15, one says 14. What's that?
I bought a bowl when I did league down in Albuquerque 20 years ago, and I still have it.
And that bowling center will never be the same.
No, it won't. I'm not even sure it's still existing.
All right. Ooh, uh-oh. She got that out wide. Yeah, that's not going to come back. All right, so unfortunately, Mr. Reese. Open. 110 in the 7th. Yeah, Brendan just marks here in the 7th frame. We got ourselves like a 1-pin match. It gets real close all of a sudden, and that's what you talked about.
Huh.
So Glenn with 2 opens, Brendan with 2 opens, but his are in the first 2 frames, so it doesn't hurt as bad. Frame number 7. Sit. Ooh! Just a hair high, leaves a 4, good shot. So he converts his spare, he's going to be down 2 pins. Not bad. With, a couple of frames ago, it's anybody's ball game. Glenn has to take a deep breath and get refocused, do what he did coming out of the gate here. Just close some frames. 4th place today, $383. That's the worst he's going to do. All right. Ooh! Uh-oh. Roll. Wow. Goes straight through. Ball never finishes. Leaves a 4-pin. Ow.
Well,
it's not over, but
no, I wasn't.
That made it from a 2-pin difference to...
Got work to do.
Yeah, 15, 28. 13 pins down now. Got to start putting some together again. 125 open in the 7th. Could max out at 215. That looks pretty good, Mike. Yep, excellent shot. Very good. All right. See, that's what I like about Brendan right now. Even though he's making some mistakes, even keel, stand up, execute, make a good shot. Ooh, maybe.
Blended. Ooh,
Come on.
boy, just
all right.
moved off a little.
All right, it's okay. Leaves a 6-pin, no problem. There we go. That looks good. All right. Good job. He's up 13, but Brendan's working on a strike. Yeah, if Glenn can just mark here, it's going to be a 10th frame. 10th frame's going to decide it. Uh-oh, pulled it badly. Skate. Oh. I am taking him up the hill. He carries stuff like that. Are you serious? Oh, my goodness.
Breach. We have a breach.
Yeah. Sometime this game cannot be fair. I remember years ago we're at Samstown, and Steve Ross Kelly is wired. I mean, this guy is throwing the ball as good as I ever seen him back then. And he's in a match, and he's basically got the guy. I think he had a 3-bagger going into the 10th and stuffs a 7-10 in the 10th frame. He's still in good shape. The guy was working on a strike. Sit. Oh! Oh, my goodness. 4-9 in the ninth. And this guy threw the worst ball I've ever seen in my life. His swing was sideways on his body. And when he let the ball go, I didn't even think it was going to hit a pin on the lane. It runs away Brooklyn, and it collapses like 5 or 6 pins for a double and beats Steve. Sometimes it's just not fair. Right there, you had a fantastic shot by Brendan Guthner, and no reward. Leaves a 4-9. And that hurts. Now he's in trouble. So even if he punches, he goes 183 with 31. 214 is the best he can do.
I think all it does is forcing him to mark.
I think that's it, right? Let's see. Even if Glennie would open, say he goes 149, 158.
He can go 180.
59. Yeah. Yeah, if Brendan can
He's got to
double,
strike out. Yep.
Glennie has to mark. And that's never an automatic. Ooh. Frustrating because he threw the ball well. So the best he's going to do is 173. And I don't think Glennie's even going to have to mark now. And did the same thing. Frustration set in. No reward. Threw the ball much better than he scored, which is unfortunate. So it looks like Brendan Guthner, well, obviously Brendan Guthner is going to finish 4th today. He deserved a better fate. And the curse of the Irish Pogie continues.
No doubt. If I ever get here again, Pogie, please don't pick me.
Please don't pick me. Yeah. Exactly. They were telling me that for years. All right, so Glenn Reese survives his first match. Poor Brendan Guthner could not get a break in match number 2. There we go. All right. So Brendan Guthner, 4th place with 5% of the mega pot, $383. And Mr. Reese walks into the semifinal match where he's going to be taking on Dennis Glover. My pick to click. And then whoever survives that takes on your pick to click. Okay, 5 count, that's okay. He's got it 165 scratch, 224. So Glenn Reese of Littleton's going to move on, taking on our second seeded player, Dennis Glover. We'll do that in just a moment, folks. We're going to step aside for editing purposes. When we come back, you'll see that semifinal match. You're watching the ABT Denver branch here at Crown Lanes in Denver. We're on ColoradoSports.TV. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Source. I'm here with Mike Vasquez, and we are here for our semifinal match at Crown Lanes in Denver. This match is going to feature our winner of match number 2, Glenn Reese of Littleton. He's taking on Dennis Glover of Parker. Dennis is a 10 or 11-time champion. 11 times, last one at Coal Creek, but it's been 3 years. Here's a guy that is overdue, to say the least, and obviously so is Glenn Reese. So one of these little droughts are going to end this afternoon. And Dennis has elected to have Glenn lead the match, so they're going to shake hands, and here we go. Well, the winner of this match is going to take on our tournament leader, Ton Ho of Highlands Ranch. Ton has won 1 title so far out of AMF Littleton, which we'll be there in 2 weeks.
Where's that?
Where's what?
3 weeks.
2 weeks.
What's that?
2 weeks AMF Littleton.
Who's on first?
What's on second? Yes.
Gotcha.
Today's pitching, tomorrow's catching. Oh, you're right. Thank you. Bellevue and then I think Littleton. Definitely North Glen next week. Bellevue after that, and other than that, I have to go look. I just finished that schedule after moving it like 5 different times. Oop, that looks pretty good. Don't chop it. Oh, kiss of death. Chops the 6 off to 10. Gives Dennis a little bit of life early. Dennis Glover, originally from Brooklyn, New York. They got tired of seeing him. They threw his butt out of Brooklyn, put him on a plane and said, "Go west, young man, don't come back." All right, went through the face, but got a little bit lucky. Just leaves a 3-6. Two different styles here. Glenn basically up and in, not a lot of rotation, and Dennis with much more rev rate, but not as accurate. But so there are times where he'll light you up, and there's times where 8-year-olds will be beating him into the ground. So that's bowling.
Thumb
And
it,
again.
baby, thumb it.
Yeah, sometimes. And like everybody else, and we're all the same. We have our A games and we have our B games and our C games, and there's some patterns that just eat us up. And then there's some that we love to bowl on. So, it's just the way it goes. When those combinations come into play, you want to take advantage of it. That's going to be high. And what did he do? Can't see him. Oh, it just leaves the 10. Okay, he's pretty lucky. I'm right behind Dennis, so hard for me to see once the ball is released. I believe Dennis has been bowling with me now for over 24 years. All right, so misses the 10, opens up, gives it right back to Glenn.
He start bowling when he was 60.
Wow, I'll let him know that.
Yeah, the peanut gallery just did a round of shots, so it's going to get loud,
Oh,
folks.
here we go.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Crosses over, but it just leaves the 6. I believe that I know Dennis joined first, and it was either late 80s, early 90s, and then, of course,
He was
his
close to me.
brother-in-law.
I don't know if I started before him, but it was close.
Yeah. And his brother-in-law, Steve Ross Kelly, who at the time had his PBA card. He was bowling regionals when Cecil was the Southwest Regional Tournament Director. And then Steven just said, and I was kind of talking. I was saying, really not that much happening around here. Why don't you just give up your card and bowl with me? And so as soon as we started the Masters in '95, he's on board. And so I think Dennis has been with us maybe 4 years more than that. 90, 91, I'm going to say, just as a rough guess. So anyway, 28, 29 years for Dennis. How's that? Look good? Yes. All right. So Glenn converts a 3-6-10. 26 in the second. Only down 2 scratch to Dennis Glover. So a 29-pin lead. Sit. Nope. Walks up. He's got to change angles here. He's a little bit straighter, but the ball wants to read. And I don't know if he's afraid to get too
wants to
far
tilt
in.
early.
Yeah. Ball is definitely doing that. So let's make the spare move on. A change of equipment might be in order. And he's going to miss that.
This is where they got tough. I mean, this is what I ran into with them in the semis. And
You miss spares, you lose matches.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what was the pain count on this one? Handicap.
Oh, handicap difference. You have
I know Dennis is sandbagger.
59,
So
59
you got to have
for Glenn,
70 stick.
28 for Dennis. So 30. Oh, he gets a major break. Again, the old saying, if you can't make a spare, you better start striking. So Glenn with a
He
mark.
must have a superhero hearing on. He's getting another ball.
Wow. That's so unlike him.
I don't know what's going on.
Glenn, that's not going to hold.
It's,
Crossed
you
over,
know what?
right? Leaves that 6-pin again.
Leave him makeable spares.
Yep,
And
absolutely, especially when
doesn't
you're
have to do much else right now.
You're right. To have Dennis come get you.
Nobody's pushing him to get out of his zone.
Exactly right.
Runs another
All
one
right,
down.
so Glenn Reese, 3 consecutive spares after that initial open where he chopped a 6 off to 10. He's up 9 scratch. Almost 40 pin difference. And he's almost halfway through the match. It's good. Dennis is going to have to start striking no matter what Glenny does. Well, Dennis was smart. He went and got another ball. It's okay.
Still
All right.
makeable.
Yeah. Little loss of pin count, but he's still okay. 61 in the 4th. All right. Yep. The ball hits all the pins is what they tell you. So Glenn Reese, another spare. Uh-oh, that's inside. Oh, that ball held a lot longer than I thought it was going to. All right, so he's on a strike. He couldn't double, but converts this. Be down 5 scratch. And makes the spare. All right. Down 36. Halfway through match number 3. I like that much better, Mike.
That ball is not going to have the back end, though.
No. You know, now if he was ahead and he grind this and make his spares, he did the right thing. But he needs a ball where he can throw put a couple together, because I don't think Glenny's going to let him in. I think that Glenn's settled down. I think he's okay. All right, so Dennis makes a spare. 75 in the 5th with a spare in the 6th. Frame number 6, Glenn Reese. High again.
Boy, that's moving.
Kicks out the 3 pin, but he leaves the 10. Up 5 pins scratch.
Yeah, it's almost a 40-pin lead, ain't it?
31-5, 36. Yep, 36-pin lead with basically 4 frames to go. Time's running out on Dennis Glover. Got to put some pressure on Glenn, or he's just going to walk right through him. All right, another good spare. Yeah, Glenn wins this match. I'm going to have to call his wife up and say, hey, guess what? Get dressed, young lady. We're going up the hill for some food and have some gambling money. Here we go.
I like it.
Oh.
Really moving.
Yeah, it is. This guy make a slight move with his feet. He's accurate enough. He's hitting the same mark on the lane, but unfortunately it's high every time. 99 in the 6th. Okay, settle down, close that frame. Is it going to hold?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, no. Kind of topped it. All right, so 108 in the 7th. Open. This is Dennis's wake-up call. Let's see what he can do.
Needs a double here.
At least, yeah. He's got to put heat on him. Big frame here. Will it sit? Beautiful. Nice shot. There we go. All right. 95 in the 6th, strike in the 7th. Boy, he could use a double here big time. Big time. If he can double here, he'd only be down 10, 12 pins. What a turnaround. And the momentum shifts automatically. Let's see if he can repeat it.
Yep.
Did he get it? Absolutely. All right, here he comes. He did make a ball change, made a move. Got lined up, comes back with a double. Gets himself right back in the ball game. All right, now there's some heat on Mr. Reese. Let's see what he can do. Frame number 8. Come on. Ooh, thought he was going to kick that 6-pin forward.
That's all right.
And
He's
yeah,
got
he
that.
likes it. Yep.
Oh, holy.
Ball walked away. That's unbelievably critical. Wow. 2 single pin misses in the 7th and 8th frame.
Wow. At the 30-foot mark, it looked dead.
Oh, it was automatic. I know. All right, big frame here. Frame 9. There, good shot.
Boy.
Comes right back. He absolutely had to have that. Dennis Glover, if he can throw another one here, he will take the lead after being down almost 40 pins. Or slightly, less than a mark. It's going to be close, but he's gotten himself right back in the match. But a strike here in frame number 9 will be absolutely huge. Oh, that's inside. And, did you see that? Did that go between the 6 and the 10? Sure
No,
looked
I
at it.
think it went in front of him.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know. I'm blind. I can't see that far anymore.
Wow. All right. Stay focused. Make the spare. And that's not going to
did it?
Oh, I didn't think it was going to hold.
Wow.
Yep. So 143 in the 8th, spare in the 9th. We got ourselves a 5-pin game all of a sudden, folks. And if Glenn Reese can throw the first one in the 10th, he can go around, and wow. Dennis needs to stay strong in the 10th here.
I like it.
Ooh,
Wow,
all right.
what stood?
Kicks
An
the
8,
4-pin
9?
out, but leaves a 9. Little high. Was fortunate to kick that 4-9 out.
Yep.
So he can go spare strike and max out at 182. With 28 pins handicap, would give him 210. Okay, good spare. All right. So let's do the numbers here. If Glenn goes 9 out, he'd shoot 145. 145 and 59. No, Dennis has forced him to mark in the 10th. But it is in Glenn's backyard. All right. So Dennis finishes up with 181 with his handicap, shoots 209. And all Mr. Reese needs to do is close the 10th frame, and he'll be in the championship match against Tan Ho, our tournament leader of Highlands Ranch. And let's see, that's going to cross. And oh! He's got to go up the hill now. All right, so Glenn Reese will advance into the championship match. And my pick to click is toast. Pogie's pick to click is toast. And guess who's left? Mr. Vasquez, who picked Tan Ho.
Just call me money.
That was a great shot. Yep. That was a great shot.
I'm talking to you lady now. That's it.
All right, Glenn Reese wins back-to-back matches here. Dennis Glover's going to go home in 3rd place, but takes home $591. Good weekend for Dennis. Good to see him back in the top 5.
Yeah.
Been a while. All right, what a strong finish for Glenn Reese. Shoots 175 scratch, 234, and he's going to get into the championship match against Tan Ho of Highlands Ranch. And when we come back, you'll see that championship match right here at Crown Lanes in Denver. Nicholas Sorsa, Mike Vasquez. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Sorsa, Mike Vasquez with producer Scott Sledgester. We're here at Crown Lanes in Denver, and this is our championship match here in our stair-step final. one of these two gentlemen is going to take home $2,266. And actually, both of them have only won one title. Glenn Reese of Littleton won his title at Brunswick Broadmoor Bowl years ago in Lakewood, and Ton Ho of Highlands Ranch, he won his title at AMF Littleton.
Yeah, I was going to say Littleton.
And Ton, being the tournament leader, has elected to lead the match, or has chosen to have Glenn lead the match.
I think that day he beat me in the top 5.
That's possible. Okay, they're shaking hands, and here we go, folks. All right, Ton's got his whole family here cheering him on, so no pressure at all. And I'm wondering if Glenn's wife is on her way. God.
She's up the hill.
That boy's winning money.
I'm going to go up. I'll go and get a table, honey.
Yeah, he gets a text. This is where I'm going to be. Meet me up there. That'd be good. Set. All right, out of trouble. Leaves 6-10. He started this way the last match and chopped it. So let's make sure he doesn't do that. Looks better. All right, good start. Okay. Here's your first look at Ton Ho. Ton lives in Highlands Ranch, south and east of here. Beautiful. Beautiful shot. Excellent shot. Ton throws a great ball, gets a lot of strikes, but misses way too many spares. And that's the only thing he really needs to work on to become a solid player. He's got a great release. But you'll see him throw 2 or 3 in a row, and then you'll see him miss 2 spares in a row, you know. Keeps his opponent around, which is not a good thing. Let's see if he can reverse that trend here. Ooh, he almost got lucky. Right through the face. He almost collapsed it, but he leaves a 10. Uh-oh, he missed that.
Yep.
Yep. All right, so Ton's open in a second frame. Golden opportunity for Glennie to keep piling it on. He was up 22 to start. You can extend that to about 34 if he marks here. That looked a little bit better, Mike. Well, he made a move. He got himself a little bit further right, but just came up a little light, so he leaves a 1-2-8. But I'd rather see him do that than continue to go high or cross over like he was doing. Gotta get yourself lined up here. Will it hold? Yep. Excellent shot. All right, so Glenn Reese, 2 marks in a row. He's up 9 scratch, so he's up 31 pins in this early start of our championship match here at Crown Lanes in Denver. And for those of you in different parts of the country, in Denver, most of us were starting leagues right now.
Yes.
Second, third week of August, we're getting back into the fall. I know most of the guys on the East Coast don't start till Labor Day, but we're already back in action. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see if he can convert this 3-pin. Oh, he pulled it a little. Will it hold? Yes, it does. I thought that ball was going to walk.
Oh,
all right, so he's got 36 in a second. Up 8, so 30 pins. And Ton Ho up in frame number 3. Ooh, high and through the face. Got very lucky. Kicked the 7 out late. Leaves a 6-10. You see Ton, his wife showed up, his in-laws showed up, and his children are here. They're all rooting for him.
Attaboy.
Right now they're got their fingers crossed. They're hoping for good things. Like I said, both bowlers with just one title, but Tan's title is much more recent. Been a member for just about a year.
It's just not getting it.
Ooh, it held.
Wow.
Held. Okay, strike. And again, he's going to do that. He's going to do both. He's going to throw some strikes.
And
he's gonna
so,
miss
and
some
one thing that
strikes.
was happening on this end of the house consistently is the ball was really deflecting off the head pin. So if you're able to get it up close to center, the strike is.
Ooh, that was
it's
an
right
excellent
there.
shot. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's almost like if you can get deep enough with the right ball in your hand, you can almost play that fallback shot.
Yeah.
Just get the ball to the 1-3 high, and like you said, it's just going to push.
Yeah. Because it's not.
Nope. Oh, first mistake for Glenn. Got to capitalize on this stuff. So 64 open in the fourth. And right now, Tan can take the lead and extend it with a double.
It's been deja vu in every match.
Every match.
He's
Yep. It's like he doesn't want to do anything easy.
gets him in, and then he just finishes.
Let's keep the folks on the edge of their seats.
He's been a baller
Frame
today.
number 5. It looks good. A little
Picked up
high.
again.
Baby split. 310. It's all right. Match is moving right along. These two guys do not take much time.
Yep.
They know what they got to do. Step on the approach and throw the ball. Well, it's going to hold. No, the hard way. The hard way makes the 310. That'll work. All right, 64 in the fourth, spare in the fifth. So he'll still be up, but it's a question of by how much. Will Tan Ho double? Will Tan Ho mark? We're going to find out here.
It's got a chance.
Ooh, a little high, but a good shot. Leaves a 4-7. It's okay. Makes his spare. He's up 4 pins scratch, so he'll only be down 18, but half a game to go yet. A lot can happen. Okay, no problem with the spare. Oh, that was real high. Lucky just leave his 610. This is Tan's actually his strength. He likes to play deep, but he's got a pretty good rev rate. But the way this pattern plays, it plays into his strong suit, actually. He's just going to cover spares. He's going to get a good reaction where he's playing. And again, he's still learning. You know, most of the guys that have joined lately from this part of town they would come in and bowl with their friends, but they really weren't in anything organized, and they're learning on the fly. Had a couple of our veteran players that were teaching them along the way, so they're getting into it. They're learning about the equipment. They're learning about conditions, and you know, for really only being in competitive bowling for a year, he's done pretty good. Don't do it again. He did it again. Misses the 6.
Wow.
That's going to kill him. You can't keep giving him that kind of a move. 92 in the 6th. With a strike, Tan
I think Glenn likes drama.
Yeah. Tan's going to pick up 14 pins. He's only going to be down 8 with 4 to go. Glenn's aging himself. And then he comes right back
There
and
he
throws a
is.
great shot.
That was what motivated him in the last game. He left that open and
Just
then
ticked them off.
ran 4 in a row.
I can't believe I missed that 3-pin again.
My box.
Okay, let's see. Frame 7.
I like it.
Set.
Oh, wow.
Goes high, leaves a 3-6. 4, so he's up 12 scratch, so he's down a mark. He's down 10 pins, not bad. Ooh! He chops the 3 off the 6. Looks like Glenn chopped the 6 off the 10. They're going back and forth. They're going to keep us on the edge of our seat all the way to the end.
Well,
the way it's
it just
going.
keeps. I mean, right now Glenn is in huge. That was a huge mistake.
Oh.
Huge mistake. He's got a strike here. That's better.
Come on, Ton. There you go. Okay. Strikes in the 8th. So actually, if Glenn marks here, he's only down 1 pin scratch. If he can double, he could be up 30 pins all of a sudden. He gets the 10 out. Huge break, but this is
Now,
the pin he's missed twice.
If he targets the 6, he'll hit the 3.
Yeah, obviously. Beat that into his head.
Let's see how that goes.
It's funny how 1 pin can drive you crazy sometimes.
Well, yeah.
He threw it a little bit harder. All right. Hey, he makes that 3-pin finally. All right. Okay. Here we go. Up 21 pins, but now Tom is on a strike. He can cut it to 11 or cut it to 1, depending on what he does, because he's going to finish first. Glennie needs a mark here in the 9th. That's going to go left. And he does it again. He goes left and carries. 132 in the 8th, strike in the 9th. He sets himself up.
Yeah. Nope.
And he's already going to bowl over his average. So he's done his job. And Ton pretty much is going to bowl over his average. So both bowlers doing okay. Big ball. Well, goes high again, leaves a 3-6 again. And that's the ball that he chopped this the last time he was here. So now the best that Ton can do, he can max out at 183.
Forced Glenn to mark again.
Yep. And we're looking at 220 as a max with handicap. And good. Excellent shot. Okay. So Glenn's going to know exactly what he needs as soon as Ton's done here. It's going to come down to count whether Glenn needs to throw the first one in the 10th or not, depending on what Ton can do here.
First, he needs a strike.
And 610. So 151. The best he can do is 171. So 208 is the best he can do now.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much Glenn on a strike really needs just to get 9 and 2 balls, and I think it's enough. So if he goes 9 out, he's got 160 and 59. It's 219. That's enough.
Oh,
That's all right. It's on his fill ball. So 169, 206. But after many years, Mr. Reese is going to take home title number 2. Take a deep breath, buddy. It's already in the bag, whether he knows it or not.
no, I don't think he does. That's
Make it a good shot. It's okay. It's all right. He's good. Although he doesn't know it, he is good.
Yeah. Nope.
So Tonho is going to go home in second place today with 20% of the mega pot. He's going to make $1,133. And Mr. Glenn Reese of Littleton, there we go. He's going to win title number 2 and $266. Glenn Reese wins 3 matches in the finals. That was excellent.
Oh, no.
That's fun, right?
That's
All
right.
So 170, 229 with handicap. Glenn Reese of Littleton wins title number 2. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Glenn here at Crown Lanes. You're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour here at Crown Lanes in Denver, and we'll be back in just a moment.
I know you do.
All right, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, Nick Lasorsa. I'm here with Glenn
Okay.
Reese,
Thank you.
winning his second ABT title, and believe it or not, it took him 8 years after title number 1.
Thank you.
And he's had some shoulder issues over the past. He's tried to correct that. He's rehabbed it. He's concentrated on getting his arm swing straight.
Yes.
And he just grinds you. He's going to make spares. He's going to force you to come catch him.
Yeah.
You were very lucky today.
Yes, I was.
Because you missed 2 3-pins.
Yes, I did.
And I thought that both of them were going to cost you. I honestly
Yes,
did.
yeah. But I was able to strike, I think, after
Yes,
that open.
each
So
one.
Each
you
one I was
came
able to
back and you
strike.
threw a great shot.
Yes, I did.
That's
And that's
where,
how you, that's how you got to do it, Nick. That's how you got to do it.
That's why your wife likes you so much.
Yes, she does. I got to give it to her. She didn't want to come today, so she got a big surprise when I go home.
Excellent. Very. Oh, yeah. No
Yes, she
doubt.
does. Yes, she
Unless
does.
she's already up the hill waiting for
She
you.
probably is, knowing her.
But again, Glenn is in the oil and gas, I want to say business, but you
Just to collect finances,
Collect
for
finances.
royalties for
There
oil
you
and
go.
gas for the
There you
government,
go.
federal government. Yeah.
and do you find it in your schedule to bowl league in the winter?
Yes,
do
I
you
do.
have that ability?
Yes, I do. I bowl in AMF Aurora.
Okay.
You know, and with Sean Lee and all the good guys
you
there.
bowl that Thursday night?
Yes, with Thursday. With Marco,
Oh, yeah, Popovich.
Yes, and I'm seriously, they have been my fans to get me to bowl better. You know, and
I love it.
I know, and they always say, Glenn, keep grinding.
Yep.
And you know, and Marco, he's always given me enthusiasm. Even Mac, he didn't make it on this round, but me and Mac is the same way. Them guys can grind, Glenn, and I'm learning to grind.
Good for you.
I'm learning to grind.
I am. So who does your stuff? Does Sean Lee do your equipment?
Matter of fact, Bobby does.
Bobby Lane?
Yeah, Bobby Lane does.
The magic man.
And matter of fact, Nick, the ball that I got there, I got it done in Albuquerque, believe it or not.
All right.
I got a guy in Albuquerque that me and my wife goes down to Balloon Fest, and he drew up my Venom motive, and I came in second with that one. And he drew up this Rhino, so I came in first. So he's,
awesome.
You know what? I got to kiss him when I go to Albuquerque because we going next week.
Oh, awesome. Good
Yes,
for
we are.
you.
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, how about that, folks? Glenn Reese wins 3 matches in the stair-step finals, wins his second title for a little bit over $2,200.
Yes.
I'm very happy for him. He's put his dues in.
Oh, yes, sir.
8-year drought is over.
Yes, it is.
Got your second title under your belt. Now I want to see you do really good things.
And I will. And I just be an example, guys. Keep grinding, and never give up hope. Because
That's right. Because you know what's going to happen.
Yes, it is. It'll
All
come.
right. All right, on behalf of Glenn Reese, my champion, I'm Nick Lasorsa with producer Scott Sledgester here at Crown Lanes in Denver. Now, next week is Labor Day, so we're going to be running a doubles event at AMF North Glen, so you won't see us. In 2 weeks, we're going to be at AMF Bellevue, just south of here, actually, South Federal. We're only 2-3 miles away.
Yes, definitely.
So on behalf of all of us, you have a great weekend. You be safe out there, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right. See you guys.